Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Success Factors demo. This will be a very extended Success Factors demo, which covers all the basic topics of the Success Factors. So okay, so we'll cover the history of Success Factors. When did they get started? When were they acquired by SAP? What is a cloud, SaaS-based model? What is a BizX suite? The technical architecture of Success Factors, the system architecture of Success Factors, the deployment options, the role of Success Factors consultants, career prospects, and Q&A. This is a pretty extended presentation. I've also covered a lot of the HR processes, HR, the entire life cycle of HR as well. So you should be seeing. Just hold on 1 second, okay? In the session. Okay, good morning and welcome back again. We're just going to be learning about the history of Success Factors, why SAP acquired Success Factors, the overall SaaS model, why companies are going to the cloud solution, what is the BizX suite of Success Factors, what is the technical architecture of the Success Factors, the system architecture, the deployment options, the integration solution. We're going to be covering the HR process as well, so we're going to be making it a combo class. We're going to be 70% of the lecture. We're thinking it's going to be approximately 60 hours total lecture, 60 maybe more, 60 to 70 hours of total lecture. Of that, maybe 70% will focus on Success Factors, 30% will focus on the core HR module, organization management, performance management, ESS, light payroll and time management, and also some of the integration options. Some of the integration options. So and also we'll be talking about what is the role of the functional consultant and your career prospects within SAP. So with that, let's proceed to the next slide here. Success Factors is the market leader in the cloud HCM space. As you can see, this is the Gartner group. They every year every quarter they provide the market leaders in the HCM space. The combination of SAP and Success Factors establishes a 3D end-to-end offering of both the on-premise as well as the cloud solutions within HR. Success Factors has more than 20 million subscribers with about 3,600 customers in about 168 countries. You can see here, Success Factors is in the top quadrant. There is, Gartner breaks them into by quadrants. You can see Success Factors is the very top quadrant, so they are the leaders in the market space, and they're also visionaries. Nobody even comes close. Like for example, Taleo, Oracle Soft, even SAP's own solution is lagging. You can see the other ones: HR Smart, Silk Road Technologies, Connexa, Talentsoft, Enmant is a lot of HR solutions here. You can see, but Success Factors is just by far the leaders in their quadrant. So by going to Success Factors or by purchasing or training in Success Factors, you know that you're with the leader. So comparing the solutions with SAP versus the Success Factors, SAP, as we all know, offers the core HR suite. They've been in the business for 40 years. They have 15,000 customers. They have unmatched multi-country ability, 51 countries, and they have 28 different partners they work with, benefits management and other modules. Success Factors is a fairly new company. They've been only in the market for about 10 years. They have over 3,600 customers, 20 million total users. The largest cloud vendor with over 20 million users. They are offer in more than 60 countries. They're the number one talent management suite offering. Okay, so what is the cloud? Cloud is basically a software as a solution, just like our email. Cloud is nothing new to us. Yahoo, for example, or Gmail, they're all cloud-based solutions. Means nothing to install. You have a browser, you just log in through browser, and then everything is out there. They have the database, they manage the security, they manage the upgrades, they manage the futures, so there is nothing for you to do. Traditional SAP, HRM, your MM, and FICO, they're all, home-based or on-premise solutions. You have to install the server, you have to install the GUI, you have to install the database. Everything has to be, this firewall, the security, the provisioning, all those things have to be done by you. Cloud, no need for hardware. You're not maintaining anything. It's a subscription-based licensing module, very cheap. It's a multi-tenant platform. Means that all the data for all the clients will be in one central database, but it will be partitioned by the tenant. So all the resources, let's say for example there is a large customer and they're running multiple jobs, it will not impact other customers. Your data will be partitioned separately in a very silo. Your jobs, your performance will not impact other customers. So it's a multi-tenant architecture. So for cloud, this is very essential that they have a multi-tenant platform which has the security, which has the database, and which has the performance, and which also has your application layer that enables or disables the features within the system. So if you have time, please read about the multi-tenant architecture of the cloud if you want to get more information on that. And the also great thing about it is because everything is in central location, they can offer regular releases, they can do bug fixes, they can do updates, they can do enhancements very frequently. So SuccessFactors does releases every quarter, and those releases are available to all the tenants, and you can choose or not to choose or activate those features in your system. And for SAP folks, it's very painful for us to look for a new release, support pack 7, support pack 8, support pack 9. It's a lot of pain companies have to go through to go to the latest and greatest release. Another thing is available anywhere on any device. SuccessFactors, obviously browser, and obviously it's mobile capable. SAP is struggling right now to go mobile. They have Fiori, they have some mobility solutions, but SuccessFactors comes with default mobile solutions. So you can iPhones, iPads, approval of times, recruiting, benefits management, they're all available in either iPhone, iPad, as well as through browser. And consistent performance and scalability, because it's cloud, you can scale up, you can offer for 1 employee, 10 employees, 1,000 employees, you can scale as you want. And again, it's a turnkey solution, so you're up and running on day one. It's pretty quick. You don't have to wait for the server, 3 months, requisitioning, installation, security, provisioning. So all the life cycle of the typical project is gone. It's a pretty quick and nimble implementation in the cloud. Let's compare both the talent management. Let me break here for a second. Okay, so this is the comparison of all the solutions, both on-premise. As we know, this is the core SAP offering. This is the cloud solution by SuccessFactors. HR core, it is a basic HCM, all we know. In the cloud, SuccessFactors is called the Employee Central module. This is where you will be creating the employees. You'll be creating your organization structure, your entire employee offering here, Employee Central. The next one is the performance and goals. Again, this is also offered in the on-premise solution. On the cloud, it's called performance and goals. We'll look at this module in more detail in few further down the road. What does performance offer? What do you mean by goals? What are some of the capabilities of the performance and goals within SuccessFactors? Same thing with the compensation. It is available in on-premise. On SuccessFactors, it's called the compensation module. Again, succession planning, when you retire, when you want to leave, what are you going to be your succession, what are you going to be, how are you going to be developing your employees? It's called the succession development module within the cloud solution. Recruiting, somebody just asked, there are a lot of players within recruiting. Taleo, for example, SAP does offer a recruiting solution, but SuccessFactors also has a recruiting solution. We'll be looking at all these modules in depth in the slides, which are coming down. Same thing with the learning module. It's called the LMS solution. Same thing, cloud offers a very comprehensive LMS solution. Social and talent management, which is mostly chat, collaboration, just like your Twitter or social media. It's called the Jam within SuccessFactors. So employees can collaborate within their organization. You also have workflows planning. It's mostly an analytics tool, workflows planning and workflows analytics solutions. So it offers a comprehensive reporting and as well as the planning solution. You also have the BizX mobile suite, which is, SAP also offers a Sybase based Uniwire platform, but cloud offers a BizX mobile platform. Everything is available on the mobile solution. So this is your basic HR business process. It starts with the recruitment. Obviously, recruiting is very important for all the companies. Taleo, for example, is a very popular module. You post the jobs online. You connect to the potential employees using social media. You do a lot of SEO, so people are keyword research or keyword mapping, so people are coming to your site. You will track who applied. Have you selected the person? Have you interviewed the person? The entire the job description, the job classification. So the entire recruitment module is the very first step in the HR business process. And once the person has applied through the website, once you've done your interview process, you make an offer, you go through the hiring process. That means you're going to be creating the employee within your Employee Central or within your core HAP module. What is the name of the employee, social security, where does the employee belong, who is his direct reports, what is his job classification, what is his roles and responsibilities within the organization. And then comes, once you hire the employee, you have to offer the employee some benefits. Does he have stock options? Does he have health benefits? Does he have child care benefits? What is his bonus plan? You can set up all those benefits. SAP actually offers a SuccessFactors actually works with a third-party tool for benefits administration. They really do not have a benefits module within the SuccessFactors suite. And then these are the two core applications within the HCM, both the time. Once you hire a certain person, once you offer the benefits, they're able to report the time, sick leaves, vacations, overtime. So the time management is done within the core SAP suite. So SuccessFactors is coming up with these offerings, but it probably will take another year, maybe 2 years, until they fully offer both the time as well as the payroll modules completely integrated in the cloud. But so far, as of now, it's going to be most companies are going with the on-premise solutions for time and payroll. And next comes the personal development. How do you develop a person, assign him the learning goals? Mostly LMS will come into play a big time here in the personal development space. Again, you can change the employee records. Obviously, you can change them both on the on-premise solution as well as in the cloud solution. And you can do the compensation management, pay raises, your bonus packages, performance-based stock options, your sales target-based stock options. And how do you manage the compensation? This is a very critical module within the SuccessFactors suite. And again, after that, you have retirements and separation. This is the typical HR space. Some SAP offers some tools, SuccessFactors offers some tools, and also your third party offers some tools. So it's a mix and match to be able to offer a comprehensive HR business process and HR suite. So let's walk through each of those things. Recruitment, we just talked about, allows you to monitor and meet the personal requirements within the company, determines the vacancies within the company, maintained by both the person or the line manager. System will generate a list of all the positions marked by vacancies. Once a vacancy has been identified, you can advertise, do SEO, and market and socialize in the social media to recruit the best talent. The hiring process, basically the master data. This is where the employee gets created. Personal data, payroll data, time data. Hiring can be integrated with the recruitment module completely. Obviously, you should be able to pull the record and then create the employee master records. Information obtained from an applicant can be copied into his personal record. Hiring can be independent of the recruitment. Obviously, you can directly hire a person, and also it creates a hiring personal action, which is called the info types. Training and development. You can enter the qualifications and requirements for an employee. We can define the structures and manage the qualifications catalog. We can also create a catalog that enables you to place the requirements on the positions. You can do a perform profile matches both for people and positions. You can run reports based on recognized qualifications and also assign learning and development goals for each employee. You can also do career and succession planning, career planning. Planning functionality allows you to analyze the employee's skills, preferences, likes and dislikes, qualifications, potential, and determine the positions that they should hold during their tenure within the company based on their career planning. Also, you can do a lot of succession planning within HCM suite. Time management and payroll management, these are part of the core HR suite. It offers a support for both the planning, recording, and evaluation of internal employees' time, hours worked, leave, illness, overtime, substitutions, and business trips. Payroll, obviously, we are all very familiar with this module. Determine the base pay, overtime pay, sick pay, bonus pay, special pay. Deductions, garnishments, deductions, taxes, benefits for employee, both the federal and state taxes, insurance, loans, and then post back to GL accounts to record your expenses. And report of your payroll is the biggest expense for any companies. You should be able to report how your expenses by organization, by job classification and things like that. So coming back to, let me pause here for a second, take some questions. Any questions so far?
Good, I'm good.
Yes.
Hari, this is Shruti again.
Yes, Shruti.
Yeah, see, most of these are modules that you have in SAP HR already.
Yes.
So these are basically online cloud version where users can use, or BAs can actually configure for their accessing the data from the data.
Yeah, SAP does offer all these solutions, but they are on-premise. So SuccessFactors, almost all of them are very similar, but they are in cloud. The advantages of cloud, again, they are no maintenance, subscription, all these above. So it's a choice. Each company has to make a choice whether they would. We'll talk about it, in the slides coming down. Companies have a choice.
Okay.
They can do an on-premise implementation. They can do a complete cloud implementation. They can do a hybrid model.
Okay. Yeah. So it's basically connecting to the same database, but it's just a choice of what access they're going to go give it to which user.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I have the same question. All these are the SAP HR modules, right? So already we done through SAP HR. So
yeah, it's a choice. It's a company's choice. Some of the modules in SuccessFactors offer a lot better features, and they are in cloud. So it's a choice. You have to compare and contrast each and every module. But most companies, SAP, I think in 2020 will stop supporting or enhancing some of the core modules such as recruitment, as well as the performance and goals, compensation. So they're pushing users to cloud, especially in the talent management suite.
okay.
So they're focusing their efforts for new innovation, enhancements, mostly on cloud.
Okay.
So they will not offer any support, and they're encouraging companies to move to cloud-based solutions. But right now, as of today, companies have choice, but cloud does give them a better features enhanced capabilities as well as lower cost.
Okay.
And we'll see that. We'll see, right here, right? It's a comparison of both the suites, the same thing. Performance, you can do it here, you can do it here. But SAP is stopping, support for all these different modules by 2020. Because it's, their own company, they're focusing everything in here.
Hi, Hari. This is Suresh. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have read somewhere there is some portion of time and payroll is already in SuccessFactors, maybe time entry and time approval process.
It is, but it's not future rich. It's not compared to the SAP solution. So it's still lacking in futures. So they're saying it won't mature until maybe another year or so.
Okay. Here my question is is some clients are already using that functionality along with on-premises solutions?
For small companies, yes. But if you're a large company and if you're looking for a lot of functionality, maybe it's not ready.
Oh, okay. I mean, the upgrades, upgrades to the functionality, is it coming quarterly basis or is it like
quarterly? Yeah, all upgrades to SuccessFactors come quarterly.
Okay. And you mentioned, for benefits, they use third-party functionality. Is there any particular reason for that instead of using SAP benefits functionality?
I think there is something called I don't know exact module, but it's they recommend a third-party tool because it's more future-rich.
Okay. Is there any particular name or particular software?
Yeah, I do have a name for it. Let me give you a second. It's called Benefit Solutions. Let me get you the name for that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
it would be one of the slides actually.
Okay.
Further down. So SuccessFactors can be broadly broken down into these 4 different categories: core HR solutions, talent management solutions, HR analytics, and social media. Core HR, basically payroll time, and that's the employee central part. As we just talked about, payroll is still not mature. It will take about 2 years more for payroll to mature. There are some clients, but it's not future rich yet. And when we get into that point, I can actually give you a sharp compare and contrast with the SuccessFactors payroll versus SAP payroll. What is available, what is not available. I can definitely offer you a more clear picture on that. But the core HR solution is the employee central module within SuccessFactors. In the talent management suite, it's performance and goals, compensation management, LMS, learning, succession management, recruiting, and onboarding. Okay, these are this is the core focus of the SuccessFactors. This is where everybody is going to right now, maybe in this year. Okay, and then comes is the HR analytics. This is another key module because of the way all the customers are in one central cloud-based solution. You are able to aggregate the data. You are able to aggregate what is the average salary for a analyst, what is an average salary for an accountant, what is an average salary in New York, by job classification, by region, by vertical, company, anonymously. SuccessFactors can aggregate and provide that information to all the different companies, which currently the on-premise solutions cannot do. So it's a much, when you're doing compensation planning, it can show industry averages right away. And another one is it's not very popular. I mean, there are a lot of SharePoint and other tools, where you can collaborate within the company. I'm not sure if it is any value added, which Jam is a collaboration tool just offered so employees can collaborate. I'm not sure it really offers any value. So this is the thing. So these are the core offerings of the SuccessFactors. Okay. You can see in the bottom there, this is benefits administration. They're recommending strategic partnership. I'll get you a name for those benefits administration packages. Already we just talked about the payroll and time. And the key thing in the talent management space is performance management, goals management, compensation management, recruiting, learning, social media, and succession. We'll be looking at each of these things in detail in the next slides. Here. Performance and goals. What does it mean? Performance and goals basically offers the performance reviews, coaching and assisting the employees, the team roster, the team overview, any legal checks, goals development, assisting in writing the goals. They have a goals library of over 500 SMART goals, so you don't have to start from scratch. You can boost the engagement and accountability of the employees by cascading the goals, by providing the goals library, by having the visibility to the goals across entire organizations. As an employee, I have used the SuccessFactors goals management tool, and it was very easy and very intuitive. I was able to go in there, copy my corporate goals, copy my manager's goals, make them part of my goals, and go into the library, copy and create my own 2 or 3 personal goals. And I was going to put, I was able to track them throughout the year, what percent, what they complete, 25%, 50%, 100%. And I was able to put the comments, send it to my manager for review and approval. So it's very, very intuitive, very helpful. It makes the entire system very fast. And calibration. You can do a visual comparison. You can do an objective comparison. You can also do a impact to pay or meritocracy comparison. So calibration. So we'll be looking at that. You can also do 360-day reviews. Socialize the reviews with the review process. You can do 360 reviews with variety of sources. Means not only your manager doing your review, your customers, your clients, the external parties, your peers, they can all give input and feedback into your performance process. So most companies do 360-degree reviews. You can give some names, and the reviews will go to the people anonymously. They'll come back to your manager, and they can be part of your overall performance. All these things are based on your, on top of it would be your reporting and analytics. So your managers or VPs in HR, they can analyze, how well the company has performed, how well people have performed based on the goals. So what are the most common goals? What are some of the corporate goals? What are the departmental goals? What are the organizational goals? And how well people have performed against the goals. So you can do a lot of those checks and balances in HR. So this is one of the suites that we're going to be learning on, which is the performance and goals module, which is the key module within SuccessFactors. The next one is the recruiting. We'll be touching pretty lightly. Recruiting is mostly talent attraction, talent engagement, talent selection, and talent insight. Another of the modules we talked about is the compensation. What does compensation do? Improving the retention, calibration, optimizing the budget. You don't want to be giving your bonuses above and beyond your budget. You have an annual budget for your department. Say, okay, you have a $100,000 budget. So you have to allocate that budget when you do your compensation planning, the bonus budget, to your employees. So the spreadsheets, the form-based spreadsheets will allow you to optimize your budget, eliminate any errors, and manage the compensation so you can retain your employees better. Learning management. You can assign learning goals to your employees. You can offer content people can take training online. There are some mandatory training for employees, and also a lot of social learning, and also succession planning. Build your bench, access the talent, uncover the hidden talent, and find the best for everyone. Again, compensation, we just talked about it. It offers the base compensation and salary, base pay, any adjustments, any lump sums, stocks, any equity that you have to grant to the employees, and both in the functional currency as well as the employee currency. It offers multi-currency. Large corporations are multinationals these days. You can offer senior manager executive editing of the compensation worksheet. Huge plus. So your VP or your director can see the entire compensation that's being offered underneath him. So you get a bird's eye view of the compensation. You can also do variable pay, bonus, pay based on goals achievement, position specific payments, and also calibration for top performance and rewarding the highest performance. Again, it's all based on, again, reporting analytics, and also this is part of the compensation module within the success factors. Okay. Again, this is all, everything is in cloud. Everything is based on the BizX Insights. That's the suite that SuccessFactors offers, and all the suites that we just talked about, goals, performance, workforce planning, recruiting, all part of the cloud. You can see the cloud here, the cloud-based solution. And Employee Central is the foundation for the all the different modules, and there's a lot of sharing of the data, employee data, between different modules. Okay. Again, this is a sales pitch by SuccessFactors, and these are the core offerings of the SuccessFactors. Let me break here. Okay, any questions? So this is the BizX suite that is offered by SuccessFactors, and this is a sales pitch, picture from SuccessFactors directly. As you can see at the very bottom, Employee Central is the core foundation, and all the other modules sit on top of it, and we'll be learning each one of these modules. Any questions? Okay, let's proceed. SuccessFactors has both, just like SAP terms, they have two things. There are three things actually. One is a provisioning tool. Provisioning tool is the back end of SuccessFactors, which will allow you to enable, activate licensed applications. So you can activate compensation module. You can activate succession planning module. You can activate analytics. So it's a switches, basically, to checkboxes. And you can also offer it also offers the metadata framework, and it also offers the data models. Means what kind of a data model that your company is going to have, what kind of hierarchy, what kind of architecture your company is going to have. So provisioning is the back end of SuccessFactors, used to enable or disable the switches based on your licensing model. An instance is the front end of the SuccessFactors, mostly used by the SuccessFactors consultants for customizing the SuccessFactors as per customers' requirements. So again, there's a third one, is basically the front end, which is the users use, creating the goals or creating the compensation worksheets or creating the analytics. So there are three layers, I would say. One is a provisioning tool, which is only available for certified consultants. Instance is offered to all the consultants. It's mostly used for configuration. We'll see the screenshots, and we'll actually get into the system and see all these things. And then the front end is basically, it's a user browser-based screens where users can actually use the system. And this is how the provisioning system looks like. You can see here, it's basically mostly switches. Which languages you need to enable? Can I manage documents? Can I enable the succession management? Can I offer the compensation management? Maybe this organization doesn't have licenses. So within the compensation management, can I use forms to create hierarchy? Can you use edits in place? Can you use compensation forms for UIV2? Can you enable compensation Excel offline edit? So you can choose to enable certain functionality or disable certain functionality. This is not the instance, this is the provisioning system and only available for certified consultants. And it is fairly restricted access to most people. Okay, and then comes the your let me show you let me log into the system actually. So this is called the instance. Instance is where, as consultants, you'll be going in and configuring and changing the behavior of the system based on the user requirements. As you can see, I can click on the compensation module. I can go into actions for all the plans. I can monitor the jobs. I can aggregate and export. I can go into compensation home. I can go into set user. I can go into set user permissions. Click on here. You can see I can work on administrative privileges. I can do calibration. I can do mobile user permissions. I can set up security. I can create forms of permissions. So this is where you're going to be going in and changing the behavior of the system to match your customer's requirements, and this is called the instance. The difference between instance and the provisioning system is only activating some other modules and also activating some other features. And once that activation is complete, you'll be coming back here to the instance and configuring the system and going and using the system. And as an end user, you'll be going back into the main home page. This is the default home page that you have. And if you click on the drop down menu, you can see your goals, you can see your performance, you can see your compensation, you can see all your tools. So let me go here to the goals tab here. As this right now I'm using this as an end user. I can start creating new goals. I can go use my goal wizard. I can create my personal goal. For example, I can make it public or private. I can put in my goals categories in my personal development, and I would like to take training in IT, for example, and you can provide a metric when I have taken the 10 hours of training. Metrics have to be very specific. You can put a start date, end date. Right now nothing is complete. Maybe I can say 5% complete. Start, and you can say on track, behind. I can say it's always on track, and you can save the changes, and then you would have your goals. And you can also go back and cascade your goals. You can copy goals from your manager. You can copy goals from your organization, and there are a lot of different goal-based templates right here that you can use that customers or the consultants might have created for you. So this is where the end user will be using the system, and this is where the consultants would be using the system. This is called the instance, and you can go into different modules for compensation. You can go into company settings, for example. Here you can upload the company logo, you can change the theme, you can change the scale rating, you can do the pick list, drop downs, you can manage the job roles, you can manage the competencies, you can change the extensions. So a lot of these things are customizable things. You can do change for mobile as well. So go back to the presentation here. Provisioning system, you can enable, disable the features. If we go back to here, you can configure to suit your client's requirements, and you can go back and use the system. 3 different ways of using the system. And once I go back to the front, this is where the user homepage would be. You can customize these different portlets. You can go back down below. I can say tiles. I can add and remove the tiles. I can customize the tiles. I can add my new tiles, and I can create my favorite tiles. Okay. I can also search users. For example, I'm searching. This is going to be a public profile of Richard Daisy. He's a sales manager. I can see you can set your public profile how you want others to see you. You can also view others' public profiles, and you can also go back and navigate and use your system. Okay, let's go jump back again to the presentation, and I'll show more within the system. Once we're done through the presentation, I'll show you a lot more within the system today. So let me take some questions. Okay, any questions from what you have seen?
Yes, Hari. When you say this configuration page can be only seen by certified employees, so for us to see compensation and the other modules, should we be certified for all the other modules?
Certification
Or
is
is
not
it like,
required, but typically the SAP SuccessFactors requires that at least one certified consultant be present on premise. So typically those are the ones who are given access to the provisioning system. And provisioning system is only used very limited times. Once you activate the switches, you never go back to it.
oh, it's a first time use, okay.
Yeah. So it's not heavily used, but the implications of activating switches is pretty high. So they would want the access to be restricted only to certified consultants. It's pretty easy. You know, some person unknowingly can activate and deactivate something, right?
Correct.
So it's
Yes.
very easy. So they want people to be able to know the implications before they turn on the switch.
Correct.
And this list is fairly lengthy list, very long list. And I'll show you, okay? I'll show you in a second how lengthy that is. Okay, so this is how the provisioning system looks like. You can see the company name, company ID, account ID, and things like that. As you can go, you can see here, perform appraisal by smart forms, writing assistant, administration control tool by user directory, workflow, 360-degree feedback, and just goes on and on. Language packs, right? It's pretty common. We activate that for everything. Obviously, English is activated here. Italy is activated here. So all the language packs. Again, we just seen here compensation management. It's activated right now. So only certified consultants come and activate or deactivate these switches, and just keeps going and going. Employee central, not activated at this point. Okay, effective data platform. We need to know what that means, right? It has a huge repercussions, huge implications. Should you use V1 or should you use V2, right? So huge implications for those things. So it just keeps going. So these are all the switches basically. Variable pay, should I activate or deactivate? Enable payroll integration, enable MDM data synchronization, the goals framework, variable pay, analytics. So all these things are different switches that only an authorized person, I would say only authorized person is allowed to make the changes. It's a fairly lengthy list actually. It's about 20 pages long. Okay, any questions? Can I got it? I mean, just get a feel for what it is, and obviously we're gonna get deeper into it, right? So conceptually, make sure you understand what a provisioning system is at this point, and we'll be looking at all these things, in detail going forward. 3 things: provisioning system, this is the instance. Once you go into the instance, I can go back and configure different aspects of compensation. I can create compensation templates. I can add a new compensation plan. I can monitor jobs. I can do roll-up report. And as an end user, I would go into the compensation and create compensation worksheets. I'm actually using the tool at this point. This is Surya's compensation plan, work plan. You can see his current salary, his merit raises, his lump sums, his adjustments, promotion, am I at or near the budget? Let's look at a nice worksheet. We need to, the compensation worksheet, maybe there is some data here. But just to show, this is how the users are going to be using this. Let's go back to the presentation now. We looked at the.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
As a success factor consultant, the person has to have both skill set like provisioning as well as instance, ability.
Provisioning is restricted, is only given to very few people.
Okay.
And all the consultants will get the instance, not the end users. Consultants will get the instance.
Okay.
End users will not have anything.
I got that. What I mean is, if I want to learn as a provisioning, consultant, is it a separate thing or? Sorry.
You have to be certified to get provisioning access.
Okay. So, I mean, how is that process start? So what I'm trying to get out of this one is, so is it a separate training is available for that or?
No, I mean it's the same training. I mean we will this training is the same, but the access is granted only after you finish the certification. They just want to make sure that qualified people are making changes to the system.
Okay. I mean, typically, like, as
a junior person, don't have to go there and switch and, make mockery of the whole company.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Access, see, it doesn't mean they have to study. It's a restricted access. Just think of like that.
Okay.
Maybe the company will decide to give you access if you think you're competent. So.
Thank you.
So yeah, 3 levels of access. One's given to the users, one's given to the consultants, one's given to the senior consultants. And the 4th one obviously is the success factor support, which you don't have, right? It's a back-end access to the cloud, back-end access to data, back-end access to the their cloud system. Okay, so we have seen here, you can see this is the home page. Once you log into the success factors, these are all called portlets. You can configure these different portlets. You can add or remove the portlets. And as an admin, you can also configure portlets for the end users. You can make certain portlets as a default for all the users. And you can also have users remove or add portlets as they go along. So it's a fairly highly customizable default homepage. Okay, if you want, we can go inside here.
Hari, 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, just now you said the portlets can be configurable, but is that for the user? Like if I am an employee of a company XYZ?
Yeah, I'm like logging in as an end user. And I can go back here. I can say I don't want to see my goals. I don't want to.
Okay, so
I want to remove from my homepage.
Okay.
That's it.
So it's like portal
homepage.
Okay.
Just like Yahoo, like you go Yahoo portal, right? You have small
Correct.
that you can see.
Yes.
The same thing on iPhone. Which ones you want to see or which ones you don't want to see.
Right. So now one step ahead. Now this is right there. You see overdue 10 days. Okay, employee completed what? If I'm the manager, I can probably do that.
Yeah, you can see I'm doing add to homepage and it came back right here.
Right.
Immediately.
Can you go back to my goals, please?
Yeah, my goals and add to homepage, it came back right here.
Yeah. Yes. So this is where if I'm the employee of a company. So now if I am a SuccessFactor BA or whatever, when the employee calls me up for some issues, and then if it is a data issue, then I talk to somebody technical. If it's a configuration issue, then I go and set their configuration. But tell me one.
Yeah, you can make certain portlets as mandatory, means that they cannot remove.
Okay. But tell me one thing, once the configuration is done, the maintenance phase, like I know I'm going few slideshows ahead, but once the configuration is done, It's the maintenance phase,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And how critical, I don't think once the configuration is done correctly, there is any need of maintenance phase. It's only going to be data issues or employees with their concerns or something, right?
Not really. During the year-end goals process, right? You'll be creating goals templates, and the VP doesn't like the way you created the template. You'll be making adjustments, adding more columns, tweaking it, right? And so it's the same process. So,
Okay.
there is an
So
annual
right,
performance process. So you'll be creating brand new templates for that company.
okay. Because anyways, there are SAP guys doing that right now. So instead of using them, there would be new employees for SuccessFactors or the same employees for HR who can also use this, right? I mean, I'm just trying to
They are
understand
trained, yeah.
why.
If they are trained, yeah. I mean, just like the same life cycle. So you could be a SuccessFactors consultant. Once all the configuration is done, once the rollout is complete, you can leave, and the employee, the existing BA, will take over support.
And if the SuccessFactor employee is only a SuccessFactor expert and not a SAP HR, so how is the chemistry going to work? Is it going to be long term, or it's always beneficial that you are SAP HR and SuccessFactors, right?
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. We see a lot of jobs. They were asking for both. HCM consultants with SuccessFactors or SuccessFactors with some idea of HCM. That's why this training, we're doing it as a blended training.
So what if I'm coming from PeopleSoft background and SuccessFactors? PeopleSoft has its own wonderful self-service modules.
Yeah.
But if I'm coming from PeopleSoft background and SuccessFactors, there's not a perfect blend. But how is the market going to be for such employees who are coming from?
You retain the business knowledge, right? You will retain your HR knowledge.
Right.
Some of the concepts you will retain. But you have to learn, the look and feel and configuration of the portlets and managing the users, all different for you.
Okay.
So it will help you because you already done it once.
Correct. I totally understand SAP HR is not user-friendly at all, so that's why SuccessFactors is pulling that in. But as you say, it is a perfect blend between both the systems.
Yep. And again, I'm going to log in right now, for those of you, who have not seen. What is using it? Okay. Yeah, this is our typical SAP HR module. So we're going to be, if you have never seen it, we're going to be teaching you the basic, the organization plan, how to create the organization staffing, and display the overall structures. So we'll be talking about the basic navigation and concepts, within the HCM suite. Of course, yeah, big difference, right? It is GUI, not user friendly, versus here it's web, and it's very intuitive, very drag and drop. So it's it's a typical new world benefits. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, portlets can be configured, or can be configured by users and can be configured by the admin also. Okay, so that's set and done. So we look at the home page. This is the employee home page. This is the instance home page where the consultants, as a consultant, this will be your home page, and this will be where you can search and find out the public profile of a given user. If I go back to the go back to the instance here, you can also do a lot of help and tutorials. This is a case sensitive help. At any given time, if you're on the user menu, or if you're in the reporting menu, I think succession planning menu, you can always use the help and tutorials. You can also do search or anything. You can do, let's say, compensation worksheet. I can go into compensation management permissions and compensation. It's very handy, the search tool. You can find any configuration item by searching through it. So performance management, for example. So I can go, instead of accessing from here, I can go access directly from here. So very easy search tool. You can go into Upgrade Center and see the latest updates from SuccessFactors. Here there are 2 updates that you haven't applied. And you can also do your help and tutorials. And this is where, as a consultant, you'll be mostly looking at and making the change. You can hide the portlet. And we'll be looking, the very first topic in the mastery we'll be looking at the user permissions and user management. Okay? We'll be looking at administrative privileges. For example, that's my ID. You can see my access. I can manage users. I can manage security. I can manage the templates. I can manage the compensation skills. I can manage the system properties. So I have full access in the system. This is how you give security, the role-based security. If you are using SAP or PeopleSoft, you can create a user, you can create groups, and you can create roles for a given user. So you can add users to the groups, and you can create roles and put roles in the groups. So very similar security model that we use in SAP, but we're going to be looking at that in detail also. So this is right now I'm just creating one user. I'm searching, looking up one user, and I'm giving that user a permission. So maybe I'll pull up another user called Richard, and he doesn't have a whole lot of permissions. He can only manage competencies, but he cannot manage users, and he can only do goal execution. So he's like a typical end user. He doesn't have a lot of permissions granted to him. Versus the consultant, where you can do pretty much everything that you want. Right? You've seen the difference between the typical SAP backend. They can go into SPRO. We are used to making the configuration changes versus how it looks within the SuccessFactors, pros and cons, right? So this is the employee homepage. Let's go to the next slide. This is the public profile that we just saw. Performance and goals. I think we did look at that. Basically, performance and goals includes the goal management, the performance management, the 360-degree review feedback, helps employees and managers align the individual goals to the company's business goals, deliver meaningful reviews to ensure employee engagement and retention, calibrate the performance, develop employees and manage the managers, help the managers provide meaningful feedback, and cultivate the leaders within your organization. And this is an example of a performance worksheet. For example, this gentleman, he has a score of 2, needs improvement, and this is his introduction to his performance evaluation. This is his objectives, and these are his ratings. Kind of once the ratings are done, this is how the performance management template will look like. And as a manager, you can look at the comprehensive view of a performance evaluation. You can say Marcus and Richard and Sid and Wilma and Vic. You can, as a group, adjust the performances. You can say communication, he's at 4, this guy's at 3, this is at 2, this is 5. So you can adjust the group-wide performance evaluation for your team. Employee Central, this is the core foundation of the SuccessFactors. It gives you one global system of employee record. It has a complete workforce data, all the employees, all the employee classifications. It is configurable to adapt your business, and it can correlate with the data from any other enterprise system. You can copy migrate data from your legacy systems back your employee central. So this is where a lot of you have asking questions. So a lot of people have choices. This is the core on-premise solution. You can see the blue, and this is the SuccessFactors cloud solution. And maybe we need to do this and then come back here. Actually, so this is the deployment options. You can do a full HCM cloud solution. You can align, optimize, accelerate. You can do your typical all the modules that we talked about, and you can also do a full HCM on-premise solution. You can do your workforce planning, time and attendance, talent management, as well as your core HR and suite. And you can do a hybrid solution. SAP offers a standard delivered integration between your on-premise solution as well as the hybrid solution. So there are certain modules within SAP that are not feature rich or that are not highly capable. SuccessFactors offers more capabilities and more better performance. In those cases, you can choose to activate, for example, learning. You can choose to activate recruiting. You can choose to activate your talent management goals and performance, and keep your payroll, time, your analytics back here, and then use the standard delivered SAP integration to offer a complete end-to-end solution, which includes maybe a third-party benefits integration package that we talked about in the very front. So for now, up until maybe 2020 or maybe 21, until SuccessFactors offers a very comprehensive solution, your hybrid model may be the best approach for most companies to offer an end-to-end solution to your clients. So it gives the best of the both worlds, time and payroll within SAP, very strong offering in the cloud, your talent management suite, and learning and recruiting suite, and analytics in the cloud. So with that, let's go back to the this suite here. There are many integration solutions. There is a bulk integration suite. This is almost like a conversion. You can convert data from your existing HCM suite to SuccessFactors and avoid double entry maintenance. It's a one-time conversion. You can also do a process-based conversion. So as soon as you hire a person, as soon as you retire a person, as soon as you do the performance appraisal, you can have that integrated from here. A process happens and integrate the data back to your core SAP HR suite. And you can also offer a user experience-based unified access to all the end users to your HR processes, regardless of the backend system, and provide a very single sign-on. You can offer your HR core as well as your talent management suite in one single sign-on. They can look at the paycheck, they can look at the goals, they can look at their compensation, all in one central place. So multiple ways of integrating. It's a one-time conversion, process-based conversion, and one single unified user experience to log into multiple systems, both your talent management system as well as your core HR systems. Okay, let me take some questions here. Any questions? This one looks pretty intuitive. Padma?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the data integration. That exam basically helps us understand that SuccessFactors can be integrated with any other system too, if not only
Any legacy system, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you could have your PeopleSoft. You could have SAP HRM system. You could have a homegrown application and then integrate that so one time process based one central place.
Okay. So basically we should know how it works and how we should be able to integrate it with whichever underlying system is and how we can cater to the users accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically a user-friendly approach to the existing one.
User-friendly approach and also one single unified solution to all your business needs, right? So we looked at the very top, very first line here, HR management suite has all these things, right? So there is no one central approach. SuccessFactors will not offer end-to-end solution. SAP does offer, but some solutions may not be as good. So you need a combination hybrid approach to offer an end-to-end solution to your business users. So benefits could be third-party solution. Maybe you'll be integrating into your Fidelity. Maybe they'll offer benefits. Citigroup, they'll offer benefits, third-party solution. Your 401k, hiring could be, your Teleo. This could be your Fidelity, Citigroup, and this could be your SAP, and this could be SuccessFactors. So it's not a one solution. It could be multiple solutions.
Okay.
The recruiting can be a homegrown solution, like it could be a .NET solution that you may have already. Benefits you're integrating to a Fidelity, or your benefits administration, central benefits administration tools, via XML or via third-party, integration. And your payroll could be ADP.
Right.
But these things could be SuccessFactors here. So all these things you need to architect, plan how you can offer a comprehensive solution, build a good, hybrid model like this, and offer a integration solution like this.
Okay. Hari, this is Shruti again. I'm sorry I have to leave at 11:30,
Okay.
but I will listen.
We have everything recorded, so.
Okay, I will listen to all that and communicate through email.
Yeah. So next time we will be meeting at 10 a.m. every Sunday. All sessions will be recorded. Instructions will be the two people. Actually, the main instructor is not here today. He has some other engagement. I'm just a supplemental instructor. His name is Mahesh. He has 15 years of HCM experience. He works for one of the big, 3 consulting firms, and he has about 2 years of SuccessFactors, experience. So I have a lot of SAP experience. I'm, kind of new to these SuccessFactors. I have done, I've been on a project, but I will be basically helping, Mahesh. So we're just going to be, I know some of you already work in HCM, so I might ask you to speak up more or, help us through the lectures. It's all new material for all of us. So we're just going to be, sharing our information and then learning together. And then we will provide you access to both SAP if you want. We will provide you access to SuccessFactors also if you want. No, we will provide you, not which you want, but we will provide you access to SuccessFactors as we go along. All the material will be available to you. I have a lot of material with me. For example, you can see, your Employee Central, basically your payroll, time and management, BizX suite. So I have a lot of extensive material. This this basic 700-page documentation that talks about all the basics of SuccessFactors. I have lots of documentation to give it to you guys. And the instructor will be Mahesh, and we'll see you at 10 a.m. Next time we'll be talking about the mastery, introduction to mastery, basically how to create the users, how to upload the users, how to convert the users, how to set up the proxy, how to set up the basic security, what is the role-based security, how do we configure the templates, and all that. We'll be looking at that right now actually. So that's the data integration. Let's move to the Next one, this is like a business slide. I mean, cloud-based solutions are good. We already know that. And we just talked about this. Actually, what is a hybrid solution? Basically, it benefits from market-leading capabilities of SuccessFactors and leverage the core HR on-premise investment. So hybrid is good for most companies today. Proven multiple hundreds of customers running both SuccessFactors and SAP Business Suites, and provides a status quo. So you'll be using both at the same time and offers a rapid deployment. So advantages of a hybrid solution right there. Okay. And majority of these companies, you can see here, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble already implemented SuccessFactors. As you can see, there's a good integration between SuccessFactors and SAP. A lot of different tools, both outbound as well as inbound. SuccessFactors does offer an API. It's called SF API. You can also interface data files, CSV files, XML files. You can also use cloud-based integration such as Dell Boomi. You can also use standard CSV file format integration. You can also use custom web services, APIs. You can also use vendor-based APIs. You can also use interface data files. So there are many options to integrate SuccessFactors and SAP. A lot of available techniques, file-based, web services based, and standard delivery integration available between two. So as part of the training, we will be giving you an overview of the integration as well. You will be learning integration tools also. SAP PI and Dell Boomi, WebSphere. How does SuccessFactors talk to SAP? You will be learning about those two integrations also. So this course will make it very comprehensive. You'll be learning both HCM, integration, and SuccessFactors. Okay, and this is this is the performance dashboard, the workflow analytics. Once you go into the workflow analytics at the very top, go into admin tools, reports. You can go into analytics. You can go into competencies or development goals. Let's look at compensation, maybe. Saved reports. Let me go in there. Nothing here. Let me look at rating summary. Okay. Do I have anything handy here? This is the February dashboard. You can look at the your goals management dashboard, for example. It's kind of working right now. You can see, this is a goal status, different status of the goals, postpone, on track, behind, completed. You can see that, which are past due, which are completed. So one central place to see as a manager, VP, to see your goals. There are multiple dashboards. You have performance dashboards, you have goals dashboards, or you can also create your own custom dashboards. So you can just go into summary dashboard. So you can look at both your analytics, run the reports, look at the reports, or you can go into dashboards and look at the reports. It's a test system. I don't have the right data. So as we go along, we'll try to create some nice visuals so we can actually experiment with these dashboards. Okay. And this is the technical architecture. Basically, they have three tiers. One, you have the multi-tenant database. So all the data will be in one single database, but will be partitioned across the tenants. You also have the XML abstraction layer. and you also have objects and services that are used to share between the applications. And then on top of it, you have the applications, goals, learning, compensation, performance, and then employee central. And at the very bottom, you have your cloud-based infrastructure and storage, because these are your servers, plug-and-play servers. And then you have central security systems and management at the top, at the side. And then you have one user experience where users can use their browser and provide a customized one single user experience. So basically, SuccessFactors is a three-tier platform. One is your database, XML-based abstraction layer, and your objects and services, which are configurable. And this is your application layer. And this is your cloud-based infrastructure and storage solutions. And your system architecture, pretty much the same as any others. You have sandbox where you can play. You can also have a quality system where you can do your user-based testing. And once that is done, you can go live to a production-based system. We just talked about it. You can do a full-blown HCM, not recommended, or you can do full used to. And this is the hybrid approach that we would like to recommend. And a lot of the integration options you can do. This is an on-premise solution, and this is a cloud-based solution. It's a cloud-based solution. So as soon as you create a vacancy, it triggers a job requisition. Data is replicated, and it creates a job in the SuccessFactors recruiting module. And once you select a candidate, it replicates the data, and it goes into hire candidate or creates an employee record within the system. So an example of a process-based integration. Same thing, once you finalize the compensation, here you can interface that back to actually creating a paycheck or creating the payable record for that particular employee within the core HR Central. So all can be done using SAP PI, SAP HCI, WebSphere, or any middleware based tool. So this is a good picture actually to summarize. We'll be covering maybe 70% spend time here, maybe 10%, maybe another 20% here will be doing HCM Lite. So you have a very comprehensive end-to-end learning to be able to find a great consulting job. Okay, this is a much more expanded integration. You can see your recruitment module, you'll be doing new hires, vacancies, new positions. You have your employee data, you can be doing transfers, terminations, promotions. Compensation module, you can be doing bonuses, merits, and stocks. It's all going to be down in the SuccessFactors cloud-based environment. And this is the Dell Boomi Autosphere Integration Cloud. And this is also in cloud. And you're going to be going through transferring the data through your corporate firewall back into your traditional transaction-based HRMS solution. You can be creating new hires, creating new vacancies, new positions, transferring employees, and offering promotions, offering bonus and merits. So this is how the two systems will be interacting. This is your traditional HRMS. It could be Oracle, PeopleSoft, SAP. This is your SuccessFactors Cloud, action-based, integration based on a cloud-based, integration tool through your corporate firewall. Data will be flowing through and creating. So this is going to be offering an end-to-end solution to match your business process that we talked about at the very end. Maybe we'll summarize that and here. So this is your business process. This is your offering suite. And this is going to be your completed, once integration is complete, one central HR solution. Okay, so I know Saivani and Suresh, you worked in HRMS a lot. I know you. How does this solution look like compared to what you have seen in the past?
Yeah, this one is pretty good actually, especially for the employees, HR administrators, they'll definitely like it. You know, it's a more intuitive and it's, I mean, for them going into different screens in HR, even though they work for a while, they still feel some difficulty. So this is more comprehensive for them.
Well, yeah, more comprehensive suite of offerings, right? One central place.
Definitely. And other things is like, you know, especially the compensation, performance, everything there. Like even though on ESS, MSS, we do have those offerings, but being, you know, all of those modules at one place and accessing is, you know, I mean, the integration wise, it's more integrated compared to what we have in SAP HCM. That's also going to help the users a lot.
Very good, very good. So,
Hi, this is Ivan.
yes, Evan.
I just want to know, what kind of, usually, maybe like we know, but maybe for the people who don't know, what kind of projects will be there, like when we are doing success factors. Like, you know, in SAP, when we do have projects like implementation, support, maintenance, rollouts, migrations, all these kinds of projects. So, what kind of projects do we have in success factors as of now? Because we don't have anything, as you told, end-to-end process is not there.
Yeah, most typical projects that you see right now is corporations already have a traditional HCM offering, and they're trying to supplement that with the SuccessFactor offering. So mostly it's going to be installing a compensation module, or installing or activating your goals, you know, module, and then integrating that back to your SuccessFactor. It's going to be a very short, 3 to 4 months. I worked on a project where we had an existing strong SAP offering, payroll, time, SAP Employee Central, where I can go and look at my paycheck. But the existing goals and compensation was very difficult, cumbersome. So they activated those 2 different modules very quick, 3 months, create a template, create the basic Employee Central data model, transfer the data from your core HCM to Employee Central, activate those 2 modules, create the change management, and create the templates, and you're gone. You know, so your SuccessFactors typical implementation is going to be very short and sweet, 3 months, maybe 4 months. A majority of the time, you're just going to be working remotely. So,
Okay. So, we'll not have anything much more in support kind of project, as we do very much, like we do know, like in SAP HCM, we have many more support projects and maintenance than implementation projects, right? So we'll not be having as much as support and maintenance
yeah,
projects.
support will be very minimal here.
Okay. So it's like the scope is more in implementation.
Exactly.
Then after that, like there is very less in support and maintenance.
Yeah. Once you know, annual, you know, appraisal process, creating new templates, you know, other than that, there'll be not much.
Okay.
Maybe
And I do have one
integration.
more
Maybe
question.
once the integration is done, you know, integration support issues, typical data not transferring, data failing, you know, typical issues. But you know, your things, you know, employee central data, you know, transfers, terminations, promotions, things like that. You could still have some support issues, but not as much as your typical payroll and time.
Yeah, and they're very quick to fix because it's cloud and everything. It's not like we go back like in SAP. We do a lot of, like, for a small change, we have to go for all the end-to-end process, do everything. It's not the same way, right?
Exactly. Yeah, much more quicker. Yep.
Okay, and I do have one more question. Like, as we know, HR is a module where we can integrate with other modules also, like SD, MM, FICO, and everything. So, do success factors will be coming up with such kind of integrations with other modules?
No, but if
Or is
once
it?
once you integrate here, right, in the back end, here is your FI. So that's already there for you.
Okay.
So once you do the payroll, once you run the payroll, your expenses are booked to FI. You know, So right away, so there is not much, that connectivity is already, should already be established.
And how is the enhancement will be done in SuccessFactors?
They release
So, for example, like
2 months, every quarter they do releases. As you can see here, when I logged in, they said there are 3 upgrades. I can go. It's in my central portal. So upgrade center. I can just click on it and look at the latest releases right here. So you can see.
okay,
So they're released,
yeah, no,
and it's up to you to activate or deactivate.
okay, these are the upgrades. I'm asking about the enhancements which we do. Like if we do have report enhancements, like like in HR, like when we're running a report, and if the report needs some additional fields, and we
You
do
can
write
do, yeah,
enhancement custom
you can add a lot of enhancements. So we'll be talking through those things. Yep. You can do a lot of extensions. You can add custom fields to the reports. You can add custom fields to the screens. So we'll be talking about that throughout the training. Yes, you can do user-based enhancements.
So there is no technical part of success factors like we do have in SAP.
No,
There are
everything
people
is the
who
same.
do the
Same
technical.
functional consultant does everything.
Okay, so the customs, and so we don't have any kinds of baddies or custom programs or anything
Nope.
such kind of. Only the instances take care of all those things.
Yeah, you're limited by what that's the thing about cloud, right? If a cloud solution keeps offering you customizable extensions, everybody's going to go on their own path. It needs to be consistent. So you can only make changes within the framework of SuccessFactors.
Okay.
They do allow you to add custom fields. They do allow you to add custom reports, but it has to be within the framework.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes you lose it, sometimes you gain it. You gain the integration, you gain the standard functionality, but you also lose the ability to customize the way you want.
Okay.
It's good for most customers. You can always say, oh no, it's not possible. This is a cloud solution. I can't, create some, custom enhancement.
Yeah. No, because like if we take the example of benefits module, we do have different vendors who will be talking with us. So if they need a certain kind of enhancement or something change in their benefits policies or
Oh,
something,
definitely. Those are all
we do
customizable. Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. Within the framework, you can do it.
Okay. So okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of, customizable data model. You can create your own custom data model, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be looking at the UDF files. We'll be looking at the XML files. You can create a custom data model for your company, your own business entity, your own locations, your own company codes. All those are customizable. But you
And
can
Hari, adding to that one, if it is a hybrid solution, I think what Saivani is mentioning is possible, right?
Yeah, I know. Even though if it's a hybrid model, I don't think that many of the enhancements can be put into success factors, because as in SAP HR, what we do is for a period of time or a period of thing, if the vendor wants a report to be run only for his kind of, for a period of time, we do it. But that cannot be integrated to success factors and then run the report, and after a while the customer says, no, I don't want it, go revert back again, right? So that is not possible, as I know.
Yep. Yeah, I think the next week's class will start showing you how we can, to what extent you can customize success factors. So see here, extensions. You can do a lot of extensions and you can do custom data models. Okay?
So is it like, I have one more question. When we are doing, when you told that integration to success factors can be done with any legacy system, right?
Any legacy system.
right? So is Workday is also considered as a legacy system?
Workday is a competitor though. They offer the same suite. So
Yeah, because now Workday has implemented payroll, everything now. So can they also do an integration with
yeah,
Workday?
I mean,
Just
there
a
will be a
question.
custom API then.
Okay. So it can also be like we can combine Workday and SuccessFactors
Yeah,
or if it's like
you could offer
if the
it.
customer, yeah, okay.
If you have a custom API solution, service basically. If they have a service, and if you have a service, you both can talk together. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a lot of customization. You can do pick lists, drop downs. You can do data models. You can do UDF files. You can do custom XML. There's a lot of flexibility still
Mm-hmm.
for you to customize,
Okay.
but within the framework of it. In SAP, what we call a core mod, it's not possible here.
Okay.
Sheila, Jashwant, you've been pretty quiet. You okay with everything?
Yeah, Hari, I'm good. So I was just listening about what others were saying about the do's and don'ts of SuccessFactors and the options which are available with SAP HCM. So
Okay. Yeah,
I
I'll
was
send
just
you the
listening.
presentation right away.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have few more slides to go. We're almost done. So this is the class outline. We'll be talking about introduction to mastery, base foundation, talks about the proxy, user management, security, role-based security, how do we create UDF files, XML files. We'll be talking about workforce analytics, introduction to goal management, performance management, compensation, employee central, biz. If time permits, we'll look at recruitment, 40 to 50 hours. We'll also be looking at I think the way it's going to be structured is actually we'll be looking at HR, light HR first actually. So maybe Saiwani, Suresh, maybe you may wanna not choose to attend the next class, maybe not next class but the following class, because it's going to be light HCM for folks who do not know SAP HCM. And we're going to be meeting Sundays 10 to 1, and now mostly going to be online. So in the mastery, we'll be talking about instance provisioning system. We already talked about right now. We'll be talking about BizX methodology, basic company settings, creating the administration profile, managing the to-do lists, managing the theme, user permissions, admin privileges, proxy management, employee data files, password policies, people search, routing maps, workflow, employee profile, data models, pick lists, SuccessFactors language packs. So typical mastery we're going to be talking about in the first class. In the workflows and analytics, we'll be talking about introduction to dashboards, dashboard 2.0, creating interactive dashboards, viewing the lists and reports, spreadsheets, classic reports, sharing the reports, just the basic reporting and analytics. We'll be talking about the mobile solutions, BizX Mobile, managing mobile users, enabling the mobile features, goals and performance, goals management overview, how to create form-based templates, how do you do goal plan permissions, goal plan outlays, goal wizards, how to mass import goals, how to integrate goals, how to create route maps, workflows, how to manage the templates, and also launch the PM forms. Compensation management introduction, pre-work, compensation admin tools, compensation mastery salary worksheets, column designers. We'll be talking about compensation guidelines, salary pay matrix. So just a regular compensation workflow. And employee central, big module. We're looking at provisioning system in employee, EC navigation, data models, huge topic, DDTs, employee central structure, succession data model, country specific data model, and also updating the employee details. So that's what we're going to be covering. That's about it. So we'll be covering employee central, compensation, goals and performance, PSEX, workflow analytics, mastery, and this is the class introduction. And then this is kind of a slideshow, and that's about it. Yeah, I think if you are able to grasp all the different offerings, what they are, what they offer, what is a hybrid solution, what is the core HR processes, I think we have probably accomplished the mission today. Okay, when we stop the recording.